There was a lot of haters out there tonight that, or just throughout the season, that have been saying Graham hasn't played anybody. Wait till they play Brock. Wait till they do this. Well, they played Brock tonight, and they showed Brock what was up. I would say tonight was like the Red Wedding if you've seen Game of Thrones. Graham took no prisoners tonight. Obviously, it was all three phases of the game tonight, but what was it like? Community support. It was packed. It was loud.
This is why I've been at Graham for 16 years. I love this town. I love these kids. It's an amazing place. And with a community like this is what makes it special.
Well, Ernest, we talked about Vernon and what they needed to do all season to get dubs like this, and that's get a lead early and be able to lean on their run game, be able to lean on the legs of Ty Scott, Darius Williams, and True Gibson. Fans tonight can expect a heavyweight matchup between two top 5 teams in the state. Right now, the MSU women's basketball team is taking on Central Oklahoma in the last game of the Ashbrook Classic. What is the most challenging part about that 100-mile endurance race? Is it the heat? Is it just 100 miles? What do you like kind of how to mentally prepare yourself for the most?
It's just getting past Hell's Gate and the heat.
The outpouring of support in this community is second to none.
The people of Nocona came together this evening to help raise money for senior Jose Gomez. During the third quarter against Alvord, Gomez was tackled and had his head slung to the ground. Gomez played another down before being taken out of the game from what they found out later was brain bleeding. Head coach Blake Krutzinger described what that moment was like.
It was about as scary as I can remember as a coach. I've had a lot of kids, I've gone to see a lot of kids in the hospital, but I've never seen them get strapped to a gurney and put in a care flight, so it was pretty sobering.
Gomez is back home now, but as far as his recovery process goes, Coach Krutzinger had this to say.
Very uncertain at this point. Now he's having some other issues that have arose after, and so right now, it's just kind of day by day and seeing how he's feeling, and we're just praying for him and hope that he gets better as quick as possible.
Senior teammate Cash Johnson touched on the kind of person Gomez is.
He's a good guy, one of the best I know. He's a hard worker. I've worked with him multiple times, and just overall, he'll be there for you, like how I said. You need some money, he'll come up, let's figure a way how to be there for you, and he's a very good friend. One of my dearest. I've known him for a while, yes sir.
The town of Nocona rallied around Jose at this fundraising event.
Nocona's treated everyone like a family, no matter who you are. Everyone's family, and they're going to support us no matter what.
I'm trying to just build basketball and just try to, get people coming back to that gym and just trying to get people to kind of understand who I am and what I'm trying to do here.
Coach Donald Hedge is the all-time winningest boys basketball coach in WFISD history with 344 wins, capturing 9 district titles and made a state title appearance in 2022. Coach Hedge credits his start in coaching to his childhood. He grew up in Langston, Oklahoma, where he told me anyone involved in sports was looked up to by the youth.
And a lot of the young men in our community gravitated towards sports as a player or even on into the coaching aspect. A lot of my friends in that community, even though they are not coaching at the high school or the college level, a lot of my friends still coach their sons and grandsons and stuff. So I think coaching is just kind of ingrained in us in that community.
Coach Hedge became head basketball coach for Hershey in 2005. He had a focus of cultivating strong bonds within the community. In order to do that, he knew he had to plant himself in the area.
So we really didn't know the area that well, and we were going to rent a home, and we kind of looked around, and when we made the final decision, one of the deciding factors was, if we really wanted to, are we coming here to build a program or are we coming to change lives? And if we're coming to win games, then it really doesn't matter where we live. But if we're coming to change lives and change the community, help change the community, then we need to be involved and be a part of that community.
Coach Hedge feels proud to be the all-time winningest boys basketball coach in district history, but said numerous factors were at play for him to achieve all that he has in his career.
I think timing is and opportunity is and sometimes having a little luck is a huge factor. I think winning was a byproduct of a lot of other stuff. Of course, talented kids, some talented kids in this area, and just trying to do some things where they wanted to be a part of Hershey and come back to be a part of that family.
When I asked Coach how his former and current players describe his coaching style, Coach says he's a player's coach with a unique ability to connect with players, but also believes he's a tough, hard-nosed coach.
But I think when you establish those relationships, I think you can coach kids like that pretty tough because they knew I was just trying to get the best out of them. This is truly all in love, and everything I'm pushing you towards is something that you told me that you wanted, and you told me that you wanted this, and so I'm gonna hold you to that standard.
He continues to mold young people's lives by coaching basketball at MSU and teaching math at Legacy High School. He says although it's a different level of basketball, the game is the game.
But the game, basketball is basketball. Like there's some differences, a little bit. There's some differences, but it's basketball. When we go in at halftime, some of the adjustments are we got to keep the guys out of the paint, or we got to block out more. We got to do this. It's the same stuff you do in high school. Basketball is basketball.
I read a quote by Mark Twain once where he said, if you find a job you enjoy doing, you never work a day in your life, and that's the way I felt.
Larry Menifee is the second all-time winningest coach in WFISD boys basketball history. He coached the Old High Coyotes to 299 wins, captured 8 district titles, and made the state semifinals in 1995. I asked Coach Menifee what it means to him as a black man to be recognized as one of the best coaches in the district's history.
You try to pave the road for other people. I didn't look at it as something that I accomplished. It was that I stood on the shoulders of other men. There were men like Irvin Garnett who had come along prior to me, who had established a path. And so you try to build up on their success so someone else can build up on your success, and so on and so forth. And so that's the way I looked at it. I looked at it as, yes, it was an accomplishment, but it was an accomplishment trying to build for someone else to come along later and continue.
When Coach Menifee looks back at his career, he doesn't think about the wins and losses. His mind focuses on the young men he helped mold into productive members of society.
I look more back at the students and the young men that you affect their lives. And that's the whole point of the sporting world. Sometimes we get it confused. But in the end, once you can walk away from it and can look back, it's whether or not you had a positive effect upon their lives. And I know a lot of them have gone on to do other things in their lives, and so you can look back and be proud of that.
It's been 20 years since Coach Menifee has roamed the sidelines. In that time, he's been a principal and is now the director of student services for the district. Although it's been that long, he tells me, he misses coaching.
I miss the camaraderie with the players and with the other coaches. You miss that because you don't have that, like I said earlier, day to day. And I miss the games. When I ended up retiring from it, that was the part that the drudgery of the workouts and the preparation began to take a toll. The games I still love, but you cannot be successful in the games if you don't do the preparation time.
Coach Menifee says as he gets closer to the end of his career, he still has fun.
I think that is the crux of the matter with what we should, as coaches and educators, should be. We should enjoy what we're doing day to day. If you got a job or whatever that you are miserable doing, you need to go find something else. Find something you enjoy doing and do it, and then you can really appreciate it later on.
Our goal is to win a conference championship and go to the playoffs and win a national championship. And so obviously we've got to continue to strive for that standard and get that standard and bring that home to Dr. Haney.
At Lone Star Conference Football Media Day, optimism was sky high. All teams have hopes of a great season. That's no different for the Midwestern State Mustangs. The Stangs had a disappointing 4-7 season under then first-year head coach Rich Renner in 2024. Coach Renner stressed that last season is not the standard.
You want to continue to improve and get better. Obviously, the wins behind that kind of show that and kind of reflect that if you're getting better. And so obviously we need to win more ball games, and that's not the standard 4-7 at Midwestern State. And everybody that's played there before and in future know that.
The team was picked to finish 7th out of the 10 teams in the conference. MSU has a new offensive coordinator this season. The unit averaged about 22 points per game last season. Senior tight end Kelby Hickerson is excited to do the dirty work up front to improve this group. Hickerson said they want to play a physical brand of football.
We want to hang our hat on the run game. The run game has to start everything, first down, second down, third down. We got to be able to run the ball. We got to be able to trust one another and things like that. So as fall camp goes, as things like that, we're just going to have to build trust with one another. We're hoping for big plays, get the fans going. We're hoping for a lot more juice on the sideline just for us. So hopefully y'all see a lot more excitement.
On the other side of the ball, the defense allowed 27 points a game, but at times was a dominant unit a year ago. The defense showed flashes in games against Sul Ross State and Western New Mexico last year, tallying 6 forced turnovers and a defensive touchdown between the two games. Senior defensive end Cameron DeVault believes they have the right group of guys to improve from last season.
Score more points, get more turnovers. We had the turnovers we wanted last year. We had a lot, but we want some more. And point wise, we just got to score, and I got faith in my guys. Playing through our leadership, like we got a couple guys that's been there. I done been here. We got some DBs that's been here. We just got to keep the standard up. We got to show other guys what the standard is, and we got to perform every play. Can't take no plays off. Everybody do they 111 every play. We're going to have success.
Coach Renner is looking forward to returning MSU back to their rightful place atop the LSC. For that to happen, Coach said he needs to see the group he's most excited for this season live up to his expectations.
The trenches are where it's won or lost, and so we've got to be good, really good there. And I don't feel like last year we were as solid as we could have been, and so we definitely got to improve that area. And so I think we did that in the recruiting portion of that, as well as now we've got to show that on Saturday when we play in the games.
I always preach, everybody thinks we're going to have a rebuilding year. It's up to them whether we do or not.
The Woodson Cowboys are going into their fourth season under head coach Caleb Hagel. Last year, the team made the playoffs, losing in heartbreaking fashion to Goldberg 64-62 in the first round. The Cowboys graduated 8 seniors. Coach Hagel says he loves those that doubt his young team.
Well, I love being the underdog. It's harder being on top and everybody expecting you to be good, but whenever nobody thinks you're good, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to play, but no, I think these kids, they're going to come out and they're going to play hard and make sure everybody knows that they played the Woodson Cowboys.
This year, the Cowboys are adding a new element to their offense. Coach Hagel has loved what he's seen from his new offensive coordinator so far.
Our new coach, Sean Lear, he's helping a lot with the passing game, and he is killing it. So we'll be spreading it out a little bit, throwing in more passes, but it's a little bit different from what we ran last year.
Woodson is in a tough district. They'll have to go up against the likes of Throckmorton, Moran, and the top dog of the district, Strawn. The task is tall, but the Cowboys believe they can make a run at a district title.
You just got to take it week by week. You can't look too far ahead. You got to worry about what's in front of you. They're not going to be given anything. Everybody's going to be taking it to them just like we took it to them last year. So they're not going to be able to expect anything from any team, and they're going to have to earn every touchdown they get.
Our two biggest weaknesses are things that we really had no control over with numbers and size, but those things are coming, and so it's a really good time to be in Monday.
The Mighty Moguls of Monday are entering year 3 under head coach Brandon Langston. Monday began last year 3-1, but down the stretch went 1-5 in district play. Finishing with a record of 4-6, Coach Langston knows the district is tough, but believes with the Moguls' added mass in the trenches, they can make a run at the playoffs.
You know, we had a left tackle 2 years ago that weighed 140 pounds playing up front, and that's tough in this district. We're still athletic, but we got some big bodies up front. I mean, our offensive defensive line is going to average probably about 240, 250, which is huge. You know, when 2 years ago we were averaging 160 up front.
Coach Langston calls junior lineman Antonio Ibarra a natural leader. He wants to set a new standard for Mogul football. He wants to see total buy-in from his guys.
I'm ready to see the first game, who's in with us and who's out, who's willing to put in that work, who's willing to go 100% every single play. And whoever's not, I mean, we can kick them out. We don't need them on our line. I mean, I'm here to go to playoffs this year. I'm not here to keep the same Moguls we've been had. I'm here so we can make the playoffs and turn this program around.
Making the playoffs is the goal for Ibarra and Monday. Before they can get there, though, they'll have to take it game by game.
That would mean a lot to me. I want to go in 100% mentality. I know I'm going to beat every single team I go against, take it week by week. Don't plan ahead of schedule. I want to go into that week knowing that we're going to beat that team. I don't want to be focused on nothing else but that team.
You know, we graduated some good football players, but I hope we do that every year, and now it's about this group and what they can do.
Head coach Casey Hubble enters into year 4 as steward of the Jacksboro Tigers program. Under the Hubble era, Jacksboro has a 30-9 record, a district title, and a regional final appearance. The Tigers have to replace many seniors like Kenan Valenzuela. Every team is different. They must find an identity. The 2025 Jacksboro Tigers are no different.
I think this team's going to have to figure out who they are, and we can talk about it. You know, we can put posters on the wall, but really it comes down to who they become and what they want to be.
The Tiger offense turned scoreboards into a jungle of points last season. Coach Hubble is excited to see that high-powered Tiger offense prowling right where it left off.
I expect our offense just to pick up where we left off. It's exciting to see if we can do it again and maybe take it to another level.
A key cog for the offense and team as a whole is senior quarterback Wyatt Gavitt. Gavitt torched defenses last season, totaling 45 touchdown passes and over 3,500 yards through the air.
He's confident the Tigers will be reloading, not rebuilding.
I see us going extremely far. I mean, we got a bunch of young guys stepping up this year, so I'm pretty excited. So I'm ready to play. I'm ready to go. I'm excited to see what they'll do. I mean, they got a glimpse of it last year. We had a couple injuries last year, but seeing these guys stepping up, it's gonna be awesome. I'm excited to see what they do.
Last season, the Tigers had a defense that created chaos and was opportunistic. The group lost a lot of starters, but senior defensive end Lucas Cornish says that's not a problem. The unit is great at communication and aims to play complementary football with the rest of their units.
I mean, D-line's talking all the time. D-line's talking to linebackers talking to everyone else. Linebackers tell us what to do. When we run stunts, I feel like that's how we catch a lot of teams off guard. We have really good stunts. It takes reps, and we rep it out a lot. That just creates opportunities.
Hopefully short umpires.
The Wichita Falls Umpire Association is short about 15 to 20 umpires from where they would like to be this close to baseball season. The president of the association says one of the reasons for this shortage is the lack of success to get younger people to join.
We haven't done a really good job of recruiting the younger guys, which is obviously what we need. Our chapter is getting older. We're probably average age of 45, and we need to do a better job of bringing in the young guys.
Williams is hopeful that a new bump in umpire pay could be the catalyst for getting those younger people to join.
The UIL approved a pay step increase. This year we're going to be at $85 per varsity contest. $75 for sub-varsity games.
If the shortage stays the way it is currently, then there will be games that will have to be rescheduled to off days during the season, and that can lead to coaches not being able to adequately deploy their lineup, as well as be a player safety concern.
It will affect them. It's pitching mainly because they need 3 to 4 days of rest between starts, and they may or may not get it because they may have to reschedule their ball games in order to get a 2-umpire crew.
Pippen went on to say that the shortage isn't about supplementing the umpires to take the burden off them. It's about the sport and the kids.
It's about the game itself, and the kids are going to suffer if we can't come up with some more umpires. So if you're out there listening and have pondered possibly coming out to umpire, here's your chance. Come on out, we'll train you up, and we'll start calling baseball.
Scrimmages start in about 3 weeks, so while the training is usually 7 weeks long, if you're interested in helping out this season, they will make it work with a condensed training schedule. They just ask that you are at least 18 years old for varsity and 16 for sub-varsity.